Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. As you may have noticed, Warcraft Rumble has entered maintenance mode. There are only 3 people left maintaining the game at the moment, and there's not going to be much in terms of new content. Blizzard said that there would still be bug fixes, there would still be events. I assume that there's still going to be balance patches. I expect there to be at least a balance patch for Troll. But yeah, new minis, new raids. Seems unlikely, especially like new raids. They are just not going to happen. So, Warcraft Rumble in that kind of state, what does it mean for this channel? That's something that I get asked a lot. That means a lot for this channel, because I was the only content creator who actually made a living out of Rumble content. Nobody else was even close to being able to pay their bills creating content for Warcraft Rumble, but I was able to do that. And that will no longer be possible in maintenance mode. Even if the game lives on in maintenance mode for years, like some Blizzard games have lived in maintenance mode for many years, just creating content that actually makes a living will not be possible. This is not the first time this has happened to me. This also happened to me with Hearthstone Mercenaries. Looking into historical stats, I can see that my income dropped by 66% after the first month back then. I kept making Mercenaries videos for 2.5 months after sunsetting, because when they sunsetted Mercenaries, they also released a final patch that had some content, so I still kept trying a little bit to see how it works, but the views, they just kept going down. Rumble is in a bit better position. Rumble still has some people working on it, whereas Mercenaries had none after sunsetting. But I can already see that my Rumble income is going to fall by around 40 to 50% in July compared to June. So yeah, I don't get 60 days of severance. Like the people who were laid off from Blizzard, they still have their paycheck rolling for 60 days. I don't. I just got my paycheck cut in half for July. So yeah, my own fault, obviously. Which is not to say that I have not been looking. I have actually been scouting for a new game for the past around 7 months. I just haven't found anything that I would have liked enough. It's not because I knew Rumble was going to end development. Even the development team did not know that until the layoff day. I mean, of course they were worried, but they didn't know for sure until the layoff day that that was going to happen. They were working on new content up to the last moment. So, I need a new game. And what kind of new game am I looking for? I'm looking for something that has a pretty slow pace, low RNG, some kind of puzzle-like game so that I can solve all sorts of things in that. Ideally, it would be a new launch because it's easier to jump into a new launch than into an established game. It's really hard to break into an established game. From a respectable company, that would be great. If the company is something that is ready to support me, that would be awesome. And that would have room for my style of content. So for a new game, there would be plenty of room. For an old game, yeah, would be harder, but maybe doable. So far, candidates that I have had this year have included games like Civilization 7, Dune Awakening. I really looked pretty deep into those two, but ultimately opted not to do content for them. So I'm still looking, but I actually received a great sponsorship offer, which I have accepted, and the papers were signed last night. And this offer came from none other than Plarium and Raid Shadow Legends, a game that I am sure you have heard of, sometimes getting a bit of a meme status even with all of the advertising that they do. But that advertising does work, and I do kind of like the game. I have played the game before, and it is slow pace, it is low RNG, it is puzzle-like. So it actually kind of fits everything that I'm looking for in a game. And Raid approached me with an offer to sponsorship the channel to help me out while I'm looking for a new game. That was more compassion and support than I have experienced in 10 years from Blizzard. So that was quite emotional. And I have accepted. What does that mean that I have accepted? Well, there's going to be a lot of Raid content on this channel, at least for a couple of months. There will be other content as well, including any news about Rumble. So if anything happens with Rumble, I'm still going to be reporting on that. And if all goes well, then it's possible that Raid is going to be my next main game. And this channel might become mainly a Raid Shadow Legends channel. If all doesn't go well, so I don't actually get viewership, they're not happy with my results, then at least it's going to pay my bills for a couple of months. Because, as I said, I did not get that 60 days of severance that Blizzard employees got. So this is what I have instead, and I'm quite intrigued about this, because this could be a really interesting journey. I have looked into Raid sometimes before, but I figured that trying to break in that scene, I would make zero money for some time. That would be impossible, but with this sponsorship, it might actually be possible. And I also have a favor to ask of you. You can support me by registering a new Raid account with my link. You can find the link down below in the description. You can use the QR code on the screen. That would show them that there is an audience on this channel that's interested in their content. For this kind of sponsorships, we would be talking about hundreds of registrations that they would really pay attention and notice that. But the Rumble community, well, I have given you everything I've got for the past couple of years. If you can support me with this one, that would be awesome. Also note that Raid is fully open to people creating new accounts. So if you have had a Raid account sometimes before and then now create a new account, then that's completely fine as well. The first actual Raid Shadow Legends video is coming tomorrow. In the first videos I will be talking about various things, about new player experiences, promo codes, starter champions, things like that. But I really don't want to get anyone to start at a huge disadvantage if you happen to open the account right now. So a little bit of a sneak peek into upcoming content. Kayle is the best starter champion. You probably want to pick Kayle. And you have 24 hours to enter a new player code when you make a new account. You can only use one new player code. There are many new player codes, there are like more than a dozen of these, but there are 3 that you might consider in particular. There's Desert Queen, which gives you Tuhanarak, which is a strong support champion. There's Demon Slayer, which gives you Tolin Foulbeard, which is a damage dealer for both PvE and PvP. And there's Monkey King, which gives you Sun Wukong, who's a great PvP damage dealer. So those are the main options. I started a new Raid account today. I picked Kayle as my starter champion. I picked Tuhanarak, those support champions, so Kayle plus Tuhanarak, I can go with those. We'll see how that goes. I was a little bit uncertain about the pick because there are 3 really good options for those new player codes. But anyway, from my code also you're going to get a legendary and 2 epics, by the way. You're going to get some heroes from that one too. But yeah, that's what I have about Raid so far. I'm super grateful to Plarium for this opportunity. They reached out and wanted to support me, and they didn't ask me to say that, hey, Raid is going to be the best game ever and Raid is guaranteed to be my new main game. None of that. I can freely speak my mind. I can freely tell you my honest opinions. I can also get all sorts of other content on this channel. I just need to make a certain amount of Raid videos during this sponsorship. So it was a wonderful deal for me, and it's more support than I have received from Blizzard over the past 10 years. So yeah, I'm excited about this new journey, and I hope you will be joining it with me. And from tomorrow, we'll start exploring Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.